All right.
Try that again.
Yeah, let's try that again. Take two. Yeah, so just find your most comfortable seated position, focusing on lengthening your spine on your in-breath, releasing any tension with the out-breath. Feel the hinge of your jaw release. And feel your eyes soften. And see if you can hear the sound of your breathing. And feel your eyebrows relax. Any tension in the neck and the throat, try to let that go. What is the quality of the mind? Is the mind busy? Do things slow down when you stop and pause? Or is that when things speed up? Begin to notice the earth beneath you and how it holds you and supports you. And as you let it hold you and support you, see if you can let your legs relax. And allow the arms to rest wherever they are, hands on the lap or on the legs. Feel your fingers soften. Allow your next few inhalations to help to lengthen your spine, breathing in and reaching through the crown of your head. And breathing out, feel the earth beneath you, supporting you, holding you. There's nothing to do in this moment. Let the eyes get even softer. Let the shoulders get even more relaxed. Take a gentle sigh out through the mouth, releasing the jaw, softening the lips. Take a few more moments here in stillness, letting your thoughts come and go. On your next breath out, let your chin drop to your chest and try to keep the shoulders dropping down and back. Let the head move side to side a few times, right to left. We're going to focus on the spine today, which we really do in every class, but we'll focus on moving them in all 6 directions. Twisting to the right, twisting to the left, flexion as we fold forward, and extension when we bend back, and also side to side, right side to left side. And next time you bring your right ear over to your right shoulder, go ahead and leave it right there so that you're stretching the left side of the neck. The fingers are still soft. Try to keep the breath just moving in and out smoothly with ease. Let your shoulders get a little bit heavier. And then slowly bring your chin back to your chest. And let the left ear glide over to the left shoulder. Let the ear release right down without forcing anything at all. And feel the stretch along the right side of the neck. Take one last breath. And stay where you are for the breath out. And then slowly release your chin back to your chest. And just to balance things out a little bit, side to side a couple of times. And from there, come back to center, lift your gaze, roll the shoulders down and back. And on an inhale, take the arms, reach them to the sky. Now on the breath out, just a little side stretch to the right, stretching up and over with the left arm. Press down into that right hand, take the left arm, reach it up. Right arm. The other side. Was I doing that last time too? Yeah. Just feel the stretch along the side of the body. And another breath in, reach the arms, swing the palms away, and let the arms come all the way down. Take a few shoulder shrugs, and then bring them down and back, maybe 2 or 3 times. And switch directions. And let the shoulders become still. We're going to come down to our backs. So if you'd like, we're going to come into some twisting just to prepare you. So if you want to have your blocks on each side or have your bolster handy. I also have this, I think you might have used this last time. So if either of you need that, just let me know. So as you come down onto your back, take a moment to stretch out long. Stretch your arms back behind you, stretch out through your toes, out through your heels, and maybe even take a couple of rolls to the wrists. Let the arms come back down along the side here. Bend the knees and set the feet flat. We'll take a few breaths with the feet wide and the knees knocking in. And you can take one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest. And as you breathe these couple of breaths here, try to fill up the abdomen first and then the chest as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let the belly drop. Breathing in, the belly rises. Chest expands. And breathing out, everything settles. One final breath. Belly rises. Chest rises. And as you breathe out, soften the upper back, relax the shoulders. Let the arms come back down beside you. And heel toe the feet together. And you can keep the arms out to the sides here or bring them overhead, so whatever feels best in your body. But first and foremost, make sure the spine is long. Everything feels as aligned as it can be. Back of the neck is long. And you can either start this twist from your feet on the ground or lift your feet off of the ground. And you can also always, we're going to go to the left first, so you could always also straighten up that left leg and just keep the right knee bent and twist to the left. And I like to take my left hand on my right knee, whether my knees are both bent or that left leg is straight and just the right knee is bent, just to kind of hold everything in place. So that way I don't have to put forth as much effort to hold myself here.
Are we going straight up or to the side?
To the side.
Okay.
Yep. So you always want to come over in a way that feels restful.
I should be resting.
Yep.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Like
ever
that?
find yourself holding yourself up in the air, then find a way to come all the way down to relax. So you
Okay.
should be totally supported, especially in just a strictly yin class. If it was yin and yang, there might be some poses like that, but strictly yin, you're going to want to just settle and soften.
And stay there? Or-
Yep, and stay there. Yep. Feeling this twist. Notice where you feel it the most. You can also place something between the legs if that's helpful. A couple of slow, mindful breaths. And while we do want to find our edge, we want that healthy stress, healthy resistance in the body as we're settling into it. We don't have to go all in at once. I think you have the bolster between your legs. Or
Stay up the hand.
yes,
Don't push it.
right. Yeah, you don't want to wind up being more uncomfortable. Okay.
I can absolutely feel. I get a good laugh.
Yeah.
Stretching out right to my wounded neck. Might be better.
Yep.
I watch MASH as a kid. It's like a swear word back then.
That's funny. I remember that show. Look at you. It's really great when I see people trying different things because there's a way to get into the poses, and sometimes you just have to try different things. Notice where you're feeling the most sensation. And with the breath out, try to find some bit of release. Try to let go of some of the tension, but still being mindful, of course, and not going beyond your edge. The longer we hold the more gravity has a chance to help us to soften into these shapes that we come into. The longer we hold, the better we feel. But always listen to your body first and foremost. Try to relax the shoulders. Soften the forehead. Relax the lips, the eyes, the tongue, and the jaw. Take your last few breaths right where you are, still settling. Stay present. Stay with what is happening in the here and now. On the breath in, start to initiate the movement to come back up. You can take as much time as you need to do that. It's nice and easy coming back, realigning the spine. Find a place just to rest, either with the knees knocking in, or just set the feet down with the knees apart from one another, or maybe the legs go straight. Let your head turn side to side. From there, bring it back to center. For a moment, bring your awareness to the spine, from the back of the neck all the way down to the base of the spine. And just soften as you go. Release all the way down between the shoulder blades, the back ribs, all the way down, back of the pelvis. And when you're ready, we'll come to the other side. So if it feels comfortable, you can come into it the same way you came in on the other side, but just like I said last week, one side might need something a little different than the other. And so don't be afraid to do something that feels a little different, especially if there's an imbalance from one side to the other. It may help to bring things more into balance. Go to the point until you feel resistance. You found your edge without pushing, without pulling. And when you found your edge, check in with your breath. We can usually find a little bit of resistance or effort somewhere in the body. But it doesn't all happen in the first 30 seconds. It takes time. Relax the shoulders. And feel the support of the earth beneath you. Notice if by acknowledging the solid surface underneath you, notice if that allows you to ease up anywhere in the body. Try to relax the hips, the buttocks, and the low back. Relax the shoulders. Soften between the shoulder blades. Just keep on breathing. Let your face get really soft. Let all of the bones in your body settle. When the bones settle, the muscles can relax. You can take a few deep breaths. Long, slow exhalations. Relax the toes. Relax the fingers. If you are holding one of your legs, just relax the other fingers and soften both hands as much as you're able. Take your last few breaths. Our next inhalation, bring yourself back to center. Just coming back to a place where you can take a few breaths and let things even back out. And notice what sensations are present as you come out. Sometimes we're compressing the tissues and joints. Sometimes we're twisting them. Sometimes we're gently pulling them apart. Sometimes it's going to feel a little bit, you'll feel a little bit vulnerable in those places. Momentarily a little bit tender. But it should even itself back out within a few breaths. From here, over onto your right side. Carefully bring yourself up to a seat. And we'll bring the legs out in front of us. You can have your legs as far apart as your mat. You can have them a little bit closer. It's totally up to you, whatever feels best in the back of your body. We'll take staff pose first and foremost, just to add a little bit of tension in the body so that we can really soften when we come into our yin pose. The hands will come down beside us. Flex the feet, reach out through the heels and press down into the hands. Engage the abdominal muscles, engage the arms. This is called staff pose. Keep your gaze soft. Feel the legs engaging, feel the arms working. Take one more breath. And as you breathe out, let everything relax. Take a breath in, reach the arms. And on the breath out, start to reach forward, up and out, hinging. When you find resistance, usually we hit a wall of resistance, just let the hands come down. And from there, we get to start rounding the shoulders, settling forward. The chin can come in toward the chest, but that may take a couple of minutes before that can happen comfortably. So just use your best judgment. Maybe the elbows rest on the legs to hold the head or on the blocks. Palms of the hands and fingers are soft. Follow your breath. Arise of the breath. Fall of the breath. The expansion and the contraction. Round after round. Relax the shoulders. Relax the legs. Relax the face. The ankles and knees are soft. The palms of the hands. And the neck and the throat. Take a few more rounds of breath. And try to extend these last few exhalations. The inhalations as well, but the exhalations especially. One breath in. Take your time with all of them, but this one might feel a little bit tender in the back as you come up. So just very carefully restack the spine. When you come all the way back up, just let the eyes close. Take a few lengthening inhalations. Relax the shoulders on the exhalations. Relax the jaw. On your next breath in, blink the eyes a few times. Set the hands behind you. Set the feet down on the ground. And you can bring your seat as close or as far away from the heels. Let the knees fall side to side. When you come back to center, bring the right sole of the foot to the inner left leg. And that left leg can be straight out, it can be off to the side a little bit, whatever's comfortable. And take the hands beside the legs and just kind of press down into the ground to rotate your heart toward the left leg.
Rotating wrong.
And so just a breath or two there. And you still, as you come to fold over this leg, you're still going to be kind of a little bit to the inside of it, but just as long as you're generally going in that direction, or for the most part going in that direction. Keep the spine long for the first few breaths. Reach the arms. Keep spinning the heart in that direction. That foot's flexed for now. And on the exhalation, extend long over that leg. And when you find resistance, then start to relax the ankle, relax the knee, only going down as far as feels comfortable for you. And just like when we took our fold over both legs, you can start to round from around the navel. And find a place to rest your arms, your hands, your head. Every so often, you can take a lengthening breath in and think about lengthening your spine and reaching your heart even further forward. Even if it doesn't really move or go any further, you can still take that lengthening breath, making space across the low back. Relax the back of the left leg. Relax the hips. Relax the shoulders. Follow your breath. The sound of the in-breath. The sound of the out-breath. Use the temperature of the air as you breathe in. And the warmth of the breath on the exhalation. With your last few breaths. On the breath in, take your time as you slowly bring yourself back up. You can take the right leg, stretch it out if that feels okay on the knees. And even place your hands on the knees and feel the warmth of your hands. Sending healing energy, sending love, sending heat to the knees. And after those few breaths in stillness, we'll come over to the other side, that left sole of the foot to the inner right leg. So your
Look at. Look that thing.
All right, so once you get in position, and really, and I like seeing what you two are doing, you know, just finding ways to make the props work. And you have your block there, you can use your bolster there, whatever you need to do. We'll do the same thing on this side though. We'll just take a moment just to kind of spin the heart in that direction. If you're flexing that foot, just be careful not to lock out that knee. So keep a little bend in it. And when you're feeling pretty good about the positioning of your heart, you can start to fold forward. And sometimes it's nice just to kind of put one of your hands underneath that knee if it's bothering you so that you don't lock it out. You can always do that, or a blanket or anything like that. Just folding over the right leg this time. Rounding the shoulders, the upper back. And notice how things feel on this side. Do they feel a little different? Do they feel the same? Relax the jaw. And see if you can follow the rhythm of your breath. Continuing to soften as you go. And when we come into these folds off to one side, you might notice a little compression on the right side and some more lengthening on the left side. So it really helps to bring blood flow to the spine with a focus on one particular side, especially with the compression. When it's compressed and then released, you get a surge of fresh, nutrient-rich blood flow to that area. And it gives an opportunity, if anything has been pinched on that left side, helping to open it up. Relax the lips, relax the jaw. Let's just take one more breath. And when you're ready, nice and easy, coming back. Take both legs out. Free to take any movement. You want to move a little side to side, or set the feet down and let the knees fall side to side. Whatever you think would before we go on to the next pose. One more seated posture. So now with the legs wide apart, take the hands behind you. Press the floor away, find a little lift here, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And feel the opening across the heart, across the chest. Keeping that space, take the hands in front of you and walk the hands out. If you want to use your bolster or blocks here to rest elbows and head, or you could always stack the blocks and rest your forehead like that. But you two are pretty good at getting creative with the blocks, so whatever works for
I
you.
think dollar black.
For the back of the body, this is pretty similar to, our seated forward fold with the legs out straight. Except we're adding in another element of the hips, the inner thighs, hip joints. And see if you can soften the hip creases, the low back, tops of the shoulders. As you breathe in, try to fill up the space along the side of the body, right side and left side, along the spine, by the outer ribs, and back ribs too. There's this three-dimensional movement, three-dimensional expansion with each breath in. And feel the contraction on the exhalation. Each inhalation, everything's moving away from the midline. And then coming back over and over again. Last few breaths. Staying really soft around the eyebrows, and the forehead, and the pressure of your head resting right where it is. Take your time. On the breath in, bring yourself back up. Maybe the shoulders drop down and back. Maybe the legs slide in a little bit. Maybe they stay right where they're at. After you've taken any movement that you might need, and no rush at all, we're going to come down onto the belly. Move as slowly as you need. The back is probably really feeling some of the places you've gone, some of the edges that you've explored tonight. And when you get there, just let your forehead rest. The toes can be turned in a little bit, the heels out to the sides.
Look at the side of face. I know. That's not right.
You can keep the legs relaxing down and back as long as you need to, or while we're here. Or you can bend the knees and let the feet go side to side. So let the legs come back to center. You let them drop side to side. Take a breath, just letting them relax completely. The shoulders are soft. And maybe even taking the forehead a few times side to side. Bring the head back to center. And on an in-breath, we'll start to make our way into Sphinx pose. We're going to bring the arms. When we settle back into it, the elbows will be underneath the shoulders, but just like we did last time, we're going to press down into the hands. Leave the hips right where they are and think about pulling your heart forward to help to lengthen the spine. Get as much space as you can and get really clear with your alignment in the spine. And that might be where you need to stay today. That's totally fine. Or if you are okay coming into this a little more deeply, you can bring the elbows back so they can be just forward of the shoulders, right under the shoulders, just as long as they're either under or forward of the shoulders. Relax the fingers. Take the legs a little bit wider apart. And begin to breathe. I'm going to let the hip bones become more weighted. Let them feel as weighted as possible. The front ribs settle down. And soften around the heart. And at the back of the heart. Relax the legs. Relax the hips. Shoulders. Head. And keep the mouth soft. And check in with your breath. And the temperature on the in-breath. Temperature of the out-breath. And the smoothness of the in-breath as you breathe in through the nose. The same smoothness of the air as you exhale. And also feeling the movement in the body that the breath creates. Stay with the sensations in your body. Feel the compression in the low back. Feel the opening at the front of the body. Leg bones settling into the pull of gravity. Really relax the jaw. And either stay where you are or feel free to lower a little bit or all the way. Or you're welcome to come into seal pose by taking the fingers, spreading them wide. You can take the hands on the mat or off of the mat. So the further the hands are apart and from your body, the less intense it'll be. But if you have the hands really close to you, it's going to be more intense. Try to soften a little bit into the elbows, in front of the body. Feel the hips settling. Lots of compression here. And a breath out. Lower all the way down. Try to stack the hands underneath your cheek. If you have your head turned to one side or rest your cheek on the ground, let the forehead rest on stacked hands there. And you can breathe in, and as you inhale, your belly will push into the earth. You can feel the low back and left at the top of that breath in. And then let go of any emptiness with the breath out. Bend your knees here. Let your feet drop side to side. And from there, the legs can come back to center. And I'm just going to have you come over onto your back right where you are. So you could just scooch over to one side and then roll right onto your back. And as you come onto your back, just make sure the knees are bent for now with the feet probably wide to help to release the low back and let the knees knock in. I'll take one final pose on each side. But for now, just a couple of breaths, letting the back of the body soften down to the ground. You may notice some places that are lifting from the ground, other places that are making full contact. This last pose, banana pose. Did we do this one last time?
I don't know.
I can't remember if we did.
I don't remember.
I wish it was named Crescent Moon because for some reason I don't like the name banana. Although I like to eat bananas, but I don't like that name for a yoga pose. So we're going to start by stretching the legs straight out, and then the arms will reach overhead.
So when you say straight out.
So
On the
straight
ground?
back, the arms straight back behind. Yes, so
Okay.
everything's on the floor. Yes,
Okay.
thank you for clarifying that. And we're going to stretch the left side of the body first, so the legs will walk over to the right. You want to go over, think about making the shape of a banana, literally. And so then the upper body wiggles over to the right. And what I like to do is hook my left ankle over the right ankle. And then I either hold opposite elbow, opposite wrist, or I clasp my hands somehow, or even just let your arms relax completely. Even
Are you on your shoulder?
you actually, and that's kind of what I was just going to say. So both shoulder blades, you really want them both to be on the ground.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're getting right into the side of the body. Yes, yes, outer hip, down that leg, everything. It targets quite a big portion of the body. And for me, I know when I always start this, my left hip it wants to come up a little bit.
Yep.
But over time, it will settle. It may not come to the ground at all, but it will settle at least some while you're here. And you don't have to worry about the direction of your head. Just let it kind of go to where it naturally wants to go. Find a way to rest the arms, find a way to rest the legs. And begin to settle into this shape, into this pose. Banana pose.
Feel like a banana. I'm not sure if I feel that's right.
You know, you can walk. How would it feel to walk your legs a little further to the right?
Like over here?
Your feet are probably going to slide a little bit because you have socks
Oh, gotcha.
on, but if you want to feel
Like that? Oh, yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. And how do I relax and keep this pose? I don't know how to do that.
So
Should I put a bolster under there?
yes, that's a great idea. Let me get that for you.
I got that.
You already look comfortable. That's a great idea.
Okay.
And you got the block.
Yeah, I got the block.
Okay.
And it's still, I can still feel it in the hip.
Okay. And then my other suggestion would be the socks. They make a big difference because it's sliding on
Yeah.
its floor.
Okay.
So that could be another way too, if that's not doing what it needs to do.
Because it's in the full.
Oh, good.
Or the, what do you call it?
The stretch.
Yeah,
The stretch, you found your edge.
the edge, that's what
Yes.
you call it, yeah.
the edge.
I have found.
And this is a great way too, especially when you get into the left ribs, and it'll be the right ribs also, but you're making that space between the ribs, intercostal space, and giving yourself more room to breathe. You know, opening those spaces up a little bit. This tends to be one of the more awkward poses, in my opinion. So it takes time to just kind of let go. It took me a few times to find any kind of comfort here. So just do what you can, soften where you can. Relax the fingers. And soften the tops of the shoulders. See if you can allow your arm bones to get a little bit heavier so that the muscles can soften around those bones. Relax your eyes. Relax your head. Let's just take one more cycle of breath right here. Try to really soften and let go on the breath out. As you take a breath in, very slowly, mindfully, carefully, start to work your way back. You may want to bend the knees for a moment to realign the spine. You may want to keep the knees bent. And straighten the legs, whatever feels right in your body. Just finding a place to pause and center. Notice the sensation on one side compared to the other. Yes, it does too. Yep.
I can feel it on the hip side of my hips.
That's good. Yeah, it's like one side feels longer.
Yes. Wow.
All right. When we first start to come into this pose, we bring both legs together in the center. Arms together behind you, resting overhead. And then we'll target the right side, so we'll walk the legs to the left. Hook whatever can be hooked. Walk the arms, the upper body, the shoulders will walk over a little bit. And then little by little, starting to try and let things settle. And take those first 15, 20, 30 seconds to find the position that works for you. And once you find this shape and with the appropriate depth, the appropriate edge for you and for what you're feeling today, let your body relax as much as possible. Something that yin teaches us is that it's to breathe when things are uncomfortable. It's that even when things become uncomfortable, we can still get through them. Not just physical, but mentally, emotionally. We tend to find ways to avoid feeling uncomfortable. So if we can practice while on the mat, some of that will seep out into our lives. We can handle uncomfortable things. Relax the hips. Relax the shoulders. Just let the breath be easy. Notice where you feel your breath the most at the top of the in-breath. See if you can soften the upper back and mid-back as you exhale. Relax the shoulders, the face, the fingers, the toes. Take our last few rounds of breath here. Still settling, still relaxing, all the way till the very end. So you feel ready. Really carefully, slowly, mindfully, you bring yourself back. Realign your spine. Realign your whole body. When you feel ready to move, and as always, there's no rush to do that and no pressure to do that. But when you're ready, it might feel nice to bring the knees in, and you don't have to hug them in very far, but maybe just fold opposite knee or fold behind the knees and take a couple of rocks or circles, or find something else that brings you relief after holding those shapes. That was our last pose. That was the final pose. So from here, we'll come into final relaxation. Take a few more breaths. Take a little bit longer. taking any movement that feels right for you. Make sure you've got everything that you need. So if there are any other stretches or anything else that you need, don't hesitate to take that. However, when you are ready for final relaxation, just find a comfortable position, with or without the blanket, with or without the bolster or block.
What's that one where you have hold this and hold our knees? How does that go? I really like sitting like that.
Oh yeah, like this,
Oh, yeah.
right? That one, and we wrapped it
Yeah,
around.
I like that.
Yeah. Butterfly pose, that was nice.
Yeah.
It's a good one, it's one of my favorites.
If I try to stand up, I'll fall. Like apart. Everything is so open in my back.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. That's how it feels, that vulnerable feeling throughout the whole body.
Yeah.
Yeah, let things settle back in place.
Yeah.
Now, how it did go?
Yep, tuck right around.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It just feels good. Funny, but it does. It's like cartoonish.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't think it's going to offer that much support, and
Yeah.
then it does.
Well, and almost, I don't know, just, maybe I was strapped in as a baby or something. I just like it, it's very calming.
You were probably in the womb like that.
Well, it was crowded.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
So find your most comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you. On your back or seated. And either of those places, make sure the spine feels long. Make sure it's as comfortable as can be for you. This is a place to rest. So again, finding your most restful place, whatever that looks like. Just like we did in the beginning of class and throughout class, tune into your breath. Feel the breath on the way in. Feel the breath on the way out. And even those moments in between. At the top of the in breath, that very brief moment before taking the out breath. And that very brief moment at the bottom of the out breath before taking the next in breath. And as you observe these tiny little pockets in time or pockets of time, just the sound of your breath on the way there, the silence as you pause, the sound of your out breath. Little by little, relax. Fingers, bottoms of the feet, legs, relax the arms, relax the abdomen, Continue to follow the breath. Let go of any tension in the hips. Release any tightness in the thighs. Just let the earth hold you. Let your body settle. Relax the solar plexus. Soften at the heart. Relax the shoulders and the upper arms. Allow the neck and the throat to soften. The jaw, the tongue, the back of the throat. Both cheeks, both eyes, crown of the head. You can soften the inner ears and the brain. Follow each breath. When your mind starts to wander, back to those spaces in between each breath. Top and at the bottom. so gently, let your awareness start to trickle back in. Maybe first just by noticing the breath. And then letting the fingers gently move around, maybe the toes wiggle around. Whether you're seated or stretched back on your back, take the arms either overhead or back behind you. And stretch it out if you're on your back, maybe the legs go long. And on a breath out, let the arms come back down. Make your way over onto your side. And when you're ready to come up to a seat, take as long as you need.
That was.
Stay. The light within me bows to the light within you. Okay, beautiful evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like we're slow. It's not bad for, first coming back and me first time.